Can you really make money posting videos on YouTube? And if so, why?
Yeah, that's actually a pretty common question. Why do people get paid for making videos?
Let's answer it.
We're going to answer that today.
All right, so the question comes up here. Nate Woodbury along with Scott Christopher, or Scott Christopher along with Nate Woodbury. This is Nate Woodbury's channel. So I'm really I've just jumped over
You
as
just
a
wanted
guest.
to say our names a few times.
It's just that top of mind awareness. You know, you always say the person's name. How you doing, Nate? Nice to see you, Nate. How are things, Nate? All right.
Great,
so,
Chris.
Talking about, I love when people call me Chris. Woo!
Sorry, Scott.
Yeah, so making money on YouTube. It seems like, we talk about it, it's such a foregone conclusion, and some people out there are asking why. Why is it a foregone conclusion? Why would anybody film little videos, put them on for the world to see, and get paid for it?
Yeah, I mean, this is a real question on Quora.
Actual question.
Why do YouTubers get paid at all for making videos? So the first thing that I thought of was just to compare it to television, right? There's people that have a career that make movies or make TV shows. Why do they get paid?
Why do they get paid? Because there's advertisers who...
I mean, you're an actor.
Yes, that is correct.
So there's paint the picture, line that up for
well,
us.
really, I mean, so the answer on anything is it's all about advertising dollars. It really just is. Everybody's trying to sell something, and in order for people to become aware of that something, they need to be exposed to it somehow. And so what advertisers are looking for are for the people that have the most viewers in any form or any format in any medium. Newspaper, how many people read your newspaper? Television, how many people are watching your show? You've got to be able to create content that draws people, readers, viewers, listeners to podcasts or whatever. And the more that you build up, the more that Florida Orange Juice comes to you and says, we think you have a lot of people who would like our orange juice. Can we put an ad on your...
Or pharmaceuticals. They tend to like to put advertisements everywhere.
That's true. They have money.
I don't see commercial television very often because I
pockets.
use Netflix or whatever, but when I
Right.
do see a commercial, it always seems to be about some pill.
But you bring up a good point. You don't use television. You don't watch it. You don't need to anymore. And that's the beauty of this question is that, well, the advertisers say, well, where did everybody go?
Sorry, the camera just died over here.
One of those cameras. You won't be able to see Nate's good-looking face up close for the rest of this video. Where are they going? They're going to YouTube. They're watching things online. They're watching things on Netflix. Netflix, of course, is more of a subscriber-based revenue stream, but YouTube isn't because it's free to subscribe to
So
YouTube.
I have a question for our viewer here. Have you ever seen a commercial on YouTube?
You probably just saw one.
Yeah, you probably just saw one. And it's not just that it's advertising that YouTube puts on there and YouTube's making a lot of money, but YouTube actually created a partner program.
That's what's cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
In fact, they give away 55% of the advertising dollars to the creator of the video.
So you, as the creator, are the majority stockholder, so to speak, in this little arrangement. You're the senior partner with 55%.
So an advertiser, if you just watched a commercial before this video, hopefully it was a good one, maybe something reputable like
At least the first 5
Wix.com
seconds.
or something.
Yeah.
So let's say Wix.com. That'd be cool if it just happened.
because make your own
I've seen there's a
website.
lot on
Yeah.
YouTube. So they paid YouTube, and then you watch the video, and then I know it's just one view, but then 55% of that payment for that view would then come to us
because
we
you're
created
the
this
content
video.
producer, and that's that's fair. You're the one that's making something that made you watch, and so YouTube, even though it's their platform, it's their idea, it's their world, they're saying we can live off of 45% of 27 bajillion content producers' ads.
Now the reality is the amount that we just made from this one view, the commercial that went before, is a fraction of a cent, something like that.
Right.
But it all adds up, and just I'll be transparent. I do make 7 figures. That'd be cool. I just slipped out.
7?
6. I make 6 figures. I want to be accurate. I make 6 figures from AdSense revenue.
Yeah.
Combined of all the channels that I'm a part of. So.
Because it
is realistic.
We can talk about that later offline.
Yeah. Okay. 7 figures. That's a future thought. next year I'll be able to save
Well,
7
why
figures.
not? You get a few more clients, and yeah, that's good. So that's why. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Okay, we've got a couple other ways that people actually
okay.
make money. So I've talked to you about Patreon before. Do you remember Patreon?
Yes.
So Patreon is a way that, and this is going to sound crazy, but fans that like your videos can just donate.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's a
like
separate
the guy
company.
who did the atoms, the molecule.
That's actually,
Wasn't that Patreon?
That was Kickstarter.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'll give you an example. That's another one we could share as well. There's a family. They vlog. They live in an RV full time. It's a family of 3. So just a small family, but they live in an RV and they travel around living in national parks. Right now they're up in Alaska.
Jeez.
They're a real cool family. I've actually met them and interviewed them about how to make a career on YouTube and whatnot. You can link to that video right up there. But they have an account on a website called Patreon, where people who like their adventures, they like the work they put into their episodes, and want to contribute. They say, I really enjoy watching your episodes. I learn about these national parks. I learn about RVing, something that I want to eventually get into, and I like your advice. I'm going to donate $1 per episode. So they just donate. Or it might say, I'll donate $5 per month. Or I'll donate $5 per episode. Maybe it's your grandma that really wants to contribute. Or maybe they're just a raving fan. And there's different perks that you can give. If you contribute $10 per episode, then we'll put your name in the credits. So there's...
Now, then let me ask you this. Now, if somebody has 1 million subscribers, which is a ton of subscribers, or they get 1 million views regularly on their videos, it would seem like if they were to do Patreon, it would seem almost like piling on. Like, hey, isn't not enough for you? And this is just me from my simpleton perspective.
Well,
it's like Patreon for someone like me who has 150 subscribers might be a good way to supplement and to help keep my videos coming, because I don't already have the built-in 6 figures off of AdSense revenue coming in, but I still want to make these videos, and if my 150 people really like them, I could say, gosh, if you were to just donate something, even 150 of you might help me stay. I mean, is that kind of what it's for?
I fully understand the question. So it's definitely
because I would go, hey, RV people, hey, settle down. Aren't you making enough off of all the other things you're making? You know what I mean?
So in their case, they don't have millions of subscribers yet, but let me tell you another channel that I know is doing really well.
Oh, well then go ahead.
There's a channel there's a couple that live on a yacht, and they travel the world in a yacht. Okay, and I know that they're making over $10,000 per episode on using Patreon. So people are just donating money to them, over $10,000 per episode, and that's on top of their AdSense revenue. Now, why would people do that?
That's the question, is why? Why are they doing it?
They offer some pretty awesome perks. Okay, so their videos are fun. I enjoy them.
Right, okay.
I'm a fan. I don't like their thumbnails because it's always
a bikini.
It's a bikini.
I was going to say, well,
but they're
well,
anyway.
you like them, you just don't want to like them. But anyway, keep going.
Anyway, I really enjoy.
You shouldn't like them.
At the beginning, I was really interested in one day I want to get into the yacht lifestyle, and that would be so cool, like to just travel around for a year. But as I see all the work that they go through and how they actually have to work every single day to clean it and maintain, I'm like, and then the limitations of water and how they have to do. That's like, you know what?
Here, just take
I'll go on a cruise for a week, and then I'll be no. So here's. They have a lot of perks. Now, I'm not a patron. Hopefully, if they're watching this video, they're not offended that I'm not a paying patron on Patreon. But people that are, they'll do a drawing, and people that win that drawing, usually it's like 5 at a time, will get to meet when they're in Florida or whatnot. Hey, we're in Florida. We're going to have a get-together. You'll get to come out with us and spend a few days with us on our yacht. So that's a perk. They give out beer mugs. They give out T-shirts and stuff with their logo on it as perks to people that are patrons. When I say beer mugs, is like the cooler thing that the can goes in.
Oh, yeah,
it's
the
got
little
logo on it, whatever the
little cooler, warmer, fuzzy, rubbery thing.
Anyway,
yeah.
So they have different perks. They also release special videos just to the audience of patrons. So they're an insider.
Oh.
They call them, hey, become part of our crew, and they'll get stuff early. They'll get early releases. They'll get unique content. So anyway, there's just some additional perks. That's why people
Probably
do it. They
more
want those.
bikini shots.
They want those
and
additional
insider stuff. Yeah, you want to watch out for that. But what about other ways to make money? I mean, you say, why do people make money? These are some reasons, right? But then there's just their own ingenuity. There's their own.
Yeah, and I've for the sake of this video, I've put it all into one big category of business. You can use YouTube in a big way to promote your business. Now, that's what I do in these videos.
Right?
I mean, in these videos, I have a business that I run. It's Be the Hero Studios, and I don't blatantly advertise or talk about, hey, this is what my services are. I don't give sales pitches. But sometimes at the end of the videos, I say, hey, if you want more information, you can find it out on my website. And we do that on all the channels that I manage, and we get a significant amount of traffic, even from just saying that at the very end. They'll go to the website. I've got one channel that's generating 4,000 leads per month, which those leads translate into sales, which is generating multiple six figures per month.
Okay, we need to start doing that on mine. I haven't done that
we'll
at all.
There. We're just getting
I know,
started.
we're just getting going, but you're right. We got to send them over to my site where I'm a public speaker.
That's the plan. Why would you do it if you didn't have like a? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Really. I mean,
so the question is, why do YouTubers get paid at all for making videos? Well, why else would they make videos, right? I mean, there's some channels that they're just people are goofing around, but if you're going to make videos every single day, or you're going to put a lot of investment of time and money into making the videos, well, that's why. It's because it's a career. This is my career, YouTube.
The ones that are making money are deliberately making money. In other words, they're deliberately making choices, making plans, thinking things through. They're treating it as a business. And, you know, they might have people that work with them that aren't on camera or that are behind the scenes that are helping to develop content and bring new ideas. Somebody's got to take care of all these Patreon things and other streams of revenue. It may not be the actual yachtsman, but maybe he has someone who's part of his business that's taking care of that for them, I imagine. Because if they're out in the middle of the Cape Horn or whatever, and he's, honey, we got a code. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Somebody's got to do that. You know what I mean? Like, not them.
And the interesting thing, just as a side note on that channel, they don't have good internet. They have like an emergency satellite phone when they're out on the water. But to upload their videos, they've got to go to a port or whatever, find an internet cafe or something, and even with slow internet speed, leave their laptop there oftentimes overnight while their video uploads to YouTube, come back the next morning.
See, that's a lot of effort.
Crazy.
That is more work. And by the way, Cape Horn is not a body of water. I just realized it's a cape. But they're out in the water that's around Cape Horn, whatever that is, the Tasmanian Ocean. I don't know.
I don't know what he's talking about.
We're running two concurrent conversations here.
So let us know in the comments below. Was this video helpful? Was it what you were hoping for?
Should we be making money off of this video? I think
what are we doing? If you did like it, then we'll see you back here tomorrow.